Welcome back, everybody, to another board game tier list. This time we are doing War of the Ring, the card game, the Shadow Battlegrounds. So once every round, either the free people or the shadow player activates a battleground. They will almost always activate one of their own battlegrounds. There's also other ways to activate battlegrounds, as we will discuss slightly in this video. So without further ado, let's go. So this is the ones that are going to be the best for the shadow player, the ones that are going to be the worst for the shadow player. So here we go. All right, well, this is a weird one to start with. Let's put that one last. Moria, the monsters player draws 2 cards. So there's always an effect. There's always the people that are defending, how much they defend for, and then there is the attackers over here as well. So, and then there's also the victory points here. So whoever wins the battleground gets the victory points up here. So 1 in this case. And if you're defending, you just need to be even. If you are attacking, you have to have 1 more attack than your opponent in order to win it. So this is tough. I feel like Moria is one that really never gets taken, but it's actually not that good. Let's put it in B tier for now, because especially the elves could totally take Moria if it comes out later, just by themselves. So let's put it there for now. Umbar. Okay, so this one is going to be A tier, and the reason that Umbar is going to be A tier is because it has 2 defense. It's not one that you want to flip. Essentially the shadow player wants, in the perfect world, they would be flipping their 2 victory point battlegrounds, because it's going to be very rare for the free people player to ever take a shadow battleground, very similar to War of the Ring, the board game. But this one is A tier because there's a card that can activate Umbar, and there's a card that can activate Harad as well. So, Dol Guldur, the free will player, the free people's battleground Lorien must also be activated or reactivated. So, this one is going to be F, because we're going to assume that you are flipping it in your own deck. If it's flipped by the other people and it comes out, if Lorien comes out, and then therefore this is activated as well, then this is much higher. But let's just assume that we flipped it over here, and then we'd have to activate one of their battlegrounds. Very bad for us. This one would be F tier. Harad. This is another one that would be A tier. For the same reason, there's a card that activates this. So you just want to get battlegrounds out of your deck if possible. Minas Morgul, 2 defense. Mordor battleground. Here's who's attacking it. The Mordor player draws 5 cards. From these may play up to 1 Nazgul to reserve. Cycles the rest. This one's going to be S tier. It's very difficult for the free people to take that. Orthanc. The Isengard player may take Saruman from their draw deck or cycle pile into hand. Then the Isengard player recycles their cycle pile. So, very, very interesting. If this comes out early, it's so much pace for the shadow player, or at least the Isengard player, because they get Saruman so quickly. It is possible to lose this. But you have enough tools and you get Saruman almost guaranteed, unless he's dead theoretically or already in your hand. So I think that belongs in S tier. Moranon, same effect as the other one, except it's with armies. So there's more people that can attack it, but there's more people that can defend it, and you get an army. So I think this one is going to be S tier as well. Okay, Near Harad. Okay, this is the first of the skirmishes, which were included in Fire and Sword. So this one, so essentially, if I was to flip this, I would either activate Harad if it was still in the deck, or Umbar if it was still in the deck. And then this would essentially be a skirmish that happens in addition to the main battle. So this has no victory points. If the defender wins, each shadow player draws 1 card. If the attacker wins, remove 1 corruption. Yeah, I'm not going to go into the mechanics of how these work, but they resolve often before these will. And it's more things that activate these, which is good, but it's more places that the shadow has to fight, which is bad. I think this one's going to go in B tier. Especially because these aren't battlegrounds you want to activate. You want to be activating them the other way. Actually, I guess with that in mind, we're going to put this all the way down to C tier because you don't really want to be activating these. Nern. Pretty much tons of shadow armies can go there. It's going to activate Mornon or Minas Morgul, both of which are your S tier ones. If you win, it's the same effect as this. Or essentially, you just draw 1 card, or they remove 1 corruption. But because it fetches these, we're not going to put it in S tier because it's not those things, but it's good enough where it belongs in A tier. Mount Gundabad. The monster's player draws 2 cards, but a lot of people can attack it, unfortunately. But again, it's going to be difficult to take. I think this one's going to go in B tier. Dunland. The Ruffian player draws 7 cards. From these may play up to 1 Ruffian card and cycles the rest. Unfortunately, this one has no defense, though, so it's very easy for the shadow or for the free people to take, especially when they have... Because even though you're going to get a Ruffian card, theoretically, they have their Riders of Rohan, which can hit for a ton. So this one is going to go down to F tier as well. And then we have Rune. The Easterling player draws 7 cards. From these may play up to 1 Easterling card, cycles the rest. You might think that this one would be F tier because it's theoretically just as bad as Dunland. But I actually don't think that it is as detrimental because they don't have the Rohan cards that have 2 attack. So whatever card you're fetching is going to get 1 defense for you most likely. And you don't really want to be putting Gandalf or anybody else. You would never want to put Gandalf or any significant characters here probably. So I think that's right. And also, again, when you're bringing this out, you get this pretty small effect and you actually have to defend it. Whereas when you're bringing these out, you get some positive effects and they're worth way more victory points and they have defense. So Angmar, this is another skirmish, which would bring out Mount Gundabad or Rivendell. So this is rough because if Mount Gundabad has already come out, then Rivendell would be activated, which is horrible for you. But if you win this, you would draw 3, or the monsters player would draw 3 cards. But man, like everybody in the world can defend this thing. And again, Mount Gundabad isn't really even one that you really want to activate, so that skirmish is going to F. Okay, last but not least, this is something that pretty much never comes out. Barad-dûr, 2 defense. It can be defended by all of the shadow, can be attacked by all the free people. It's worth 2 victory points. If neither Mornon nor Minas Morgul are on the free people player's scoring area, Barad-dûr cannot be activated or reactivated. So this one pretty much never comes up. Because it's very hard for them to take one of these 2. So because of that, I think we're just going to put it in B, which is essentially just like an NA in this case. So there is my tier list. Peace and prosperity, guys.